First-time home buyers and buyers who are thinking of buying in another state. Today we're going to talk about buyer agreements, okay? Now, very important, I am not a real estate agent. I am a mortgage lender. So what I'm going to talk to you about is my experience and what I've seen across the country based on what my clients are seeing, okay? Very important. I don't need some random real estate agent coming after me going, "You're not a real estate..." I know, we all know. I'm a mortgage lender. I'm licensed in 48 states. Because of my footprint in terms of the business I do, I see a lot. I see so much. Okay, so what is a buyer's agreement? So basically what it is it's you, the buyer, agreeing with an agent that they're gonna represent you for a certain period of time. Now you are saying to them, I will just be working with you. If I find a house, you get paid. Okay, that's the bottom line. That's why it's done. It's done because, in fairness to real estate agents, you know, there's people who use 30 real estate agents. It's a waste of 29 people's time. Real estate agents only get paid if they close a house with you. They don't get paid a reimbursement for gas if you have them go to 20 houses. They don't get a reimbursement for time. So the concept of a buyer's agreement, I don't have any issues with. I get it. Like, do we have that in lending? No, absolutely not. As a lender, I could never force you guys to be exclusive with me. Never. Okay, very important, because if you guys have a lender saying that you're exclusive with them, no, you're not. You can't. With lending, it's a huge no. But with real estate agent, you know, it is something that we see. Now, a lot of times first-time home buyers, or just buyers in general, look, real estate agents are incredibly charming. It's that simple. Like, the good ones are, right? Of course, there are the people who are just terrible, and I'm sure there'll be a couple people in the comments that tell me how horrible their agent was, but generally a real estate person is someone that you can get along with easily. That's why they're in that job. It's customer service, it's working with people, right? That's the personality. So a lot of times people just sign and they don't read it. But what you guys need to understand is that you need to read it. You need the agent to go through it with you line by line, and you need to ask questions, okay? So I'm gonna tell you guys why. First of all, these agreements, like in Texas, for example, it is, you are hooked to that person for a certain period of time. If you decide that they, excuse my language, if you think they suck and you bail and you use another agent, even though that other agent has done all the job, this person can try to claw that commission. No joke, no joke. It is, you know, ownership of you. Sorry, that's what it is. Like, it is. And you know, that's why I would always say, before you sign a buyer's agreement, really do some research on that agent. You know, make sure you look at their reviews. They have no reviews? Oh, that's weird. It's weird, okay? I'm sorry, it's 2022. Everyone has reviews, unless they're a ghost or they suck. Okay, I know we're using a lot of the S word today, but look, everyone should have reviews. It's bizarre not to. So really check out those reviews, make sure you're comfortable with them, make sure they're actively selling houses, because the last thing you want is to sign a buyer's agreement with a real estate agent who hasn't closed a house in 3 years or has closed 2. Are they going to be the market expert? No. No. Are they going to be able to find you houses no one has access to? No. They've sold 2 houses in 3 years. Like, you are not, you're working with a part-timer, and tying up your home dreams in that situation is not something anyone would advise. And look, I know I'm going to get hate from someone being like, not everyone does a ton, but they can still take care of their clients. True. But at the same point, like, I think we can all agree as a collective audience, like, put it a different job. If you're a plumber and you work on 2 sinks in 2 years, are you really a plumber? Would you sign an agreement with that plumber to do the plumbing in your house? Probably not, probably not. Okay, so that's the first thing. Before you sign an agreement, make sure this is who you want to work. Make sure you vibe with them. Try calling them. See if they call you back. Shoot them a text. See when they respond. Send them a house. See how they respond. If they don't respond, the last thing you want to be is trapped in a loveless, you know, trapped in a very frustrating situation. And I say this because I see it. Okay, you know, we do fully underwritten pre-approvals. A good agent is generally going to get a house, someone into a house within 45 days. Now, there are exceptions to that in certain markets where it's still really competitive, but like, just as an example, like Sahar in Texas or Michelle in Texas, those women They will find you your dream home within 45 days. It's just the way it is. They're rock star agents. They know everything that's happening in the market. Sign a buyer's agreement with them, you're gonna get a house. Sign a buyer's agreement with Bob, right, who works part-time, isn't very interested. Best of luck. Best of luck. Okay, so that's the first thing. If you guys are signing this, you wanna make sure that you are working with a full-timer. Okay, next thing, fees. Okay, a lot of these agreements lay out how much the buyer's agent gets. Okay, now this is important because this came up recently and I was like super shocked by it. So when a seller is buying a house, if you look at the national average, which I did, you'll see that the seller generally pays between 5 and 6% in commission. That gets split between the buyer's agent and the listing agent. Okay, it's not always split evenly. Sometimes if it's 5%, the listing agent will go, I'm keeping 3, buyer's agent gets 2. If it was a super hot market, probably, because the buyer agent is going to do anything they can. Sometimes it's reversed. But the key thing is, if you have a buyer's agreement that says the buyer's agent gets 3% no matter what, well then if the house you love is only paying 2%, then based on that document, you have to come up with the money for the extra percent. Okay, now look, there's certain loans where, like VA, the buyer can't pay the real estate agent's commission. However, they found a workaround. So if the real estate agent, if you have a closing cost credit from the seller, that can be used towards that real estate agent. Seriously. So really important that you guys are reading this and you're having the conversation like, look, if I was buying a house, and because here's the thing, it's not like when you're looking at houses, they're gonna be like, oh, hey, on this one, you're gonna have to pay me 1% more. Oh, hey, on this one, you're gonna have to pay me 0.5% more. Oh, hey, on this one, you're in charge of this. I mean, look, there are some really honest people out there, so I'm sure it could happen, but most of the time, no one's gonna tell you that, right? And you're not gonna have access to that because you don't have the notes as a consumer on the back end of what the buyer's agent gets paid. So you really want to understand that. Now, there are agents that have buyers sign the buyer's agreement because they want that exclusivity if they're putting their time out, which makes sense, but they only will collect what the seller will pay them. Okay, and that's what you need to understand. This is money, right? This is your money. When are you on the hook? Okay, because if you're on the hook, it may change how you negotiate the purchase. It's that simple. But a lot of times what happens is, you know, the agents just go, well, they signed the contract. Yeah, but they didn't understand it. No one did the math. They just signed it, right? Like, it's your job as a real estate agent to explain this to them, but that's not what we see a lot of. Now, look, I don't want to trash all real estate agents. There's some amazing real estate agents in the country. Like, I'm thinking of one right now. Katie Hammer Girl, you're the best. There's some really good agents, but there's also a lot that don't explain. So if you guys are already on my channel, you're already looking for information, which is a good thing. So you're gonna wanna understand how that math works. Okay, recently I saw one where I was like, what? Yeah, okay. Big team. I'm not going to say the state, but it's a big team, and they focus on a certain ethnicity, and they also focus on first-time buyers. Yeah, and in their buyer's agreement, they have that the buyer's agent gets 4%. Okay, now is it explained to that first-time home buyer, hey, it would be really unusual for the seller to pay that 4%. You're likely going to have to pay a chunk of this. No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Nope. And here's the thing, like, I went to their reviews because I'm like, people have got to be calling them out on this because 4% is not normal for a buyer's agent. Okay, it's not. Sorry, it's not. Yeah, it's not. So I went to the reviews. I'm like, people have to be calling. No, because no one realized that that wasn't normal. Because when I pushed back on the agent, I was like, you're really going to do this? You're really going to hit this first-time home buyer with this fee that you and I both know there was no way in hell the seller's really going to pay? You're really going to do this? They're like, Yeah, in real estate, there's no set average. Yeah, guys, so just be careful, okay? Look, the best, and if someone's like, well, I'm worth it, I don't know. I don't believe that. Like, I work with some of the best real estate agents in the country, and are they charging 4%? No, they're not. They're not, you know, so really be careful with that. The other thing is getting out of these buyer's agreements can be tricky. It can be hard to get out. I've seen people give up on shopping for a home, give up on home ownership because of a bad experience with these. So if you're gonna sign one, just make sure you really like the realtor and they're good. That's all I can stress. And make sure you understand the money part, okay? Now, if you are in one of these and it's incredibly toxic and you're being, it's a bad relationship, you can often reach out to the real estate agent's broker. So that's like their manager or their boss. If the person is the broker, it's not gonna be as fun. Not gonna be as fun. But you can always ask to get out of the agreement because it's not vibing, but they don't have to let you out. So I hope this video has been helpful. Once again, I am not trashing good real estate agents. I'm trashing the ones that aren't explaining this and using the fact that you guys don't know about it to take advantage of you, okay? So as always, I am licensed in 48 states to do mortgages. Yes, I am a mortgage lender. I'm happy to help you guys. Please feel free to reach out, grab a time on the calendar if you have questions. My team literally, I pay people for you guys to sit there all day and just answer questions all day. Yeah, because I want everyone to be educated and empowered when they're buying a house. So have a great day, guys. Thanks.